Okay, so I'm here in my kitchen. Oh, there we go. I'll talk to the camera really quick first and then show you a couple things. So I've had a couple people ask me about why would I make my own herbal medicine when I can just go to the store and just buy capsules, right? These capsules, which I've done plenty of times, so I don't necessarily want to ditch that because there's worse ways to go. But I just want to talk about that a little bit. That's one reason why we at Natural Medicine Mamas, why we sell actual herbs compared to processed ways of using the herbs, is because of a few things that I'm going to show you. Okay, so let me flip this around. Alright, you can see my kids made a tent in the background, so that's real life, right? So here we are in my kitchen. So I've got a couple things to show you. First, I want to talk about the actual herbs. So we send in these packages, this is an example of the multivitamin mix. We send packages of actual herbs. Now a lot of people are getting packages and they think, well, what do I do with it? Right? I mean, it's kind of a transition to actually use tangible herbs. So what do I do with this thing? So I'm going to show you. This is what I do with it. I can make a tea where I put herbs in here. This is comfrey. I've been having some aches in my joints, so I'm going to make comfrey tea. So this is one thing I can do with it, is making actual tea. So I put this on here and then I let it sit for a minute. Now, one thing inside of this that we have to remember is that the medicine is not the capsule. It's really easy for us in our society to assume that this is the medicine. It's not. The capsule is not the medicine. The medicine is the plant. The medicine is this. That's the medicine. And then there's a few different applications that we can do in order to draw the medicine out of the plant itself. That transition in your mind is huge. It's a huge transition. So one way to draw medicine out is by tea. So an example is what I just did with this comfrey. I'm going to drink this tea later on. I'm going to let it sit in there with this really hot water for, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Just kind of let it steep in there. And then I'll add a little bit of some raw honey to it and drink it. And there's a lot of good stuff in comfrey, but that's not what this video is about. Another thing that you can do to draw out the medicine of the actual plant is making a glyceride. This is an example. Oh, my camera's kind of fuzzy, sorry. This is an example of the phenyl glyceride. Now you can get glyceride from different places, and I'll do a different video on how to actually make a glyceride, but this, I give glycerides to my kids a lot, and it's really easy to use and make. You basically let it steep in the glyceride for about 3 or 4 days in your crock pot. I'll do another video on that. Another thing you can do is a tincture, and this is an alcohol tincture, and this takes a little bit longer. So here's an example of a tincture. I needed more yarrow, so I made this. It was about a month ago, and it's been sitting there. A really good tincture, you could tell by the color, it's getting there. It's getting pretty close. But I'll usually let my tinctures just kind of sit, and the alcohol draws out the medicine really effectively. My personal favorite is tinctures. They take about 2 months for them to sit and make, but then after that, they are the most potent that you can use. And then another thing is just the actual powder. So this, hold on, open this up, sorry about that. Okay, so this is ashwagandha root, and this is root that I got from a reliable source, and made some powder. And the powder you can either put into water and just kind of gulp it down. It doesn't taste the greatest. You could put it into tea, or you could make any type of tincture or glyceride with it. And those are really the best, those are the ways that I really use herbs. So when you get a dried packet of herbs, there's lots of stuff to do with it. The reason we send dried packets is because this is the medicine, right? Now, another reason why it's really good to go with the actual dried herbs is because you know that they're from a pure natural source. There's a lot of different controversial opinions, studies, data gathering, etc. out there about when you buy capsules, what's actually in here. Is it actually the herb that you bought? A lot of times it's not. And your body doesn't necessarily digest it and assimilate it the best compared to an actual water base or tincture base, or, that's one reason why essential oils are really, really great, is because of the way that your body actually uses them. They're a lot more effective. So anyway, that's a little bit of a breakdown of what you can do with dried herbs. And I'll make some more videos about, how to actually do those things. But I just thought I'd share that with you while I had it in my head. Now I have to go because my kids are getting into something in the backyard that I don't want them to get into. So I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.